Hey everyone, hey today I'm going to go over how I have gone about changing my transfer case fluid on my 2014 BMW 535i Xdrive, the all-wheel drive vehicle. So in order to do this, you're going to have to get under the vehicle. Obviously, there's some of the covers. There's one that goes in the middle and one that goes in the front. There's about 20-ish 8mm screws that you have to take off. So you need an 8mm socket. They look like this. I've got a bunch of them laying around. So they've got a 8mm hex bolt head screws. I'll show you underneath. So there's gonna be two. You don't have to take the front one off really, but I took them both off. There's a front one and one in the middle. The middle one is the one that definitely has to come off for sure to get to the middle of the car. So you get those off. Then you're gonna come to this. This is the transfer case support bracket. There are 5 bolts. They're 13mm. So 3 of these. There'll be 1, 2, 3, and then there'll be these 2 on the other side here. And then there's gonna be this long bolt that's gonna go, actually it's upside down. I've got it upside down. 1 second. Sorry. Got trumpet practice going on outside here, my son. But so from under the car, this bolt is gonna go through here, through a bushing. This is a 16mm here, and there's a nut that locks in on the other side. So you need an 18mm to hold that. And in order to get that, you're gonna need an offset 18mm offset wrench. That's the only way I can get it. You may find some other options, but I cannot get a regular wrench in or a socket. There's just not enough space. So again, 18mm for that, 16 for this side. I did start off supporting, here's where we're gonna be at. So this is where that bracket was. I started off supporting the transfer case, and I got as much fluid as I could out, and I thought, well, I'm gonna jack up the front a little bit higher to drive some fluid back, or at least it really didn't move that much. So I'm not concerned that it's gonna fall and damage anything. It's been like this for 10-15 minutes. And I'm letting some fluid drain, and I'll show you how I'm sucking the fluid out. But here's the there is no fill plug. There's only a drain plug. This is the actual drain plug. And I used my set of hex bolts. This one is a 14mm that fits this plug. So that's how I got that out with just a socket. And that is right here. Right there. Once you get this bracket off, super easy. Great access. Everything's easy to get to. You can get one of those syringes that you can vacuum it out. I actually have a vacuum pump. I'll show you this. We have a boat, so we use this to change our oil on the boat. And so it's got multiple uses, but all you can do is, and I've been letting it sit trying to get some more fluid, so we'll see if we get any more. I believe the capacity is less than a liter. I have a liter of the red line. This is what I've bought. This is supposed to meet the requirements. Redline MTLV, got it at AutoZone for like 24 bucks, I think. So I've got a little hand pump that'll fit in the bottle, and that's how I'm gonna put the fluid back into the transfer case. And you just fill it up until it starts dripping out. but you have to have the vehicle level. So what I'm gonna do when I'm done with this, level it back out, fill it back up, so it drips out, and then put the bolt back in, and then put everything back together. But I'm not getting any more fluid in. This straw is in there. I've bent it a little bit trying to get it any further in, but it doesn't, it's not getting any more fluid out. So it appears I've got all I can get out of there. Otherwise, at this point, I'm gonna level it back out, fill it back up. But I hope this helps you guys. This bolt here is really long. It took quite a while to get it out. And there's not a lot of room in there to get it out either. I tried the 3/8 socket. I ended up using a 1/4 inch socket, and I stuck this little adapter on there just to give a little more length. So if you've got one, you can try it with just your 16 millimeter 1/4 inch socket if it fits, but I just stuck that on there just for a little more length. And then to break that loose, actually, I'm trying to remember, I think I started with the 1/2 inch 16 millimeter just to break it loose, because I wasn't strong enough to break it off with this, and my jack handle was too long. I could not get the length to fit under the car like that. So start with 16 millimeter 1/2 inch, and then drop down to the 1/4. That should get you there. And then just position yourself so you can use your left hand to hold the nut and use your right hand to keep ratcheting that really long bolt out there. And I went ahead and put some anti-seize on there because it was rusted on the end. So when I put it back in, it'll go in easier and hopefully prevent it from seizing or rusting up later on. I probably will do this again, probably maybe 6 months, just to make sure I got all that residual old fluid out, keep it fresh. I did get a light on the car. That's what drove me to do this. Drive chain control, something like that. Scanned it and it said transfer case fluid wear. So that's the whole reason I'm doing it. Car was driving fine otherwise, but just trying to be safe and keep the car running, and that's the reason why I'm doing it. Hope this helps you guys. Good luck, and be safe when you're doing this. Thanks.